Great to do another video with Zeno, because we couldn't go through this project without checking out his legendary serve and finding out where all that power comes from.
Coming from that Marcus's 111.
Oh, 112. 112 away, out. It's coming. It's long enough. It's the one. So Zeno hit 112, and we've got to point out that that machine picks up the speed of the ball a little bit later than the machines you see at the tournaments. So we can be pretty confident that Zeno's 112 and Marcus's 111, probably low 120s, yeah, maybe 121, 122 miles an hour. For Zeno, that's a really exciting prospect, because there are some top 100 players right now who will struggle to get 120. And Zeno's only 16, so that serve's going to get bigger and bigger. For me, I don't see why it couldn't maybe even get up to 140 one day, and that would be a major weapon at ATP level. But Zeno's going to have to work really hard to develop top-class ground strokes and movement to back that serve up. So where does all that power come from? How is it generated? The answer is highly complex, but I'm going to try and simplify it down by looking at just 3 key positions, and they all happen within roughly 1/6 of a second. You'll recognize the sequence. It's the same sequence we looked at in the last video, and also the complete high five movement that we looked at in the last video. Despite the vast array of styles in the service motions you see in the pro game today, when it comes down to this 1/6 of a second, everyone is pretty much doing exactly the same thing. Have a look. So let's take a look at that first key position. So obviously, the speed the racket is travelling at contact is a big influence on how much power the ball will have. And this position is key because that's where the most explosive phase of racket acceleration begins. The catalyst for that is the change in rotation of the shoulder. If you have a look, during the drop, the shoulder rotates this way, and then as the racket comes out of the drop, the shoulder rotates back. That creates a slingshot effect which maximizes efficiency. Have a look.
Here's a super slow-mo of Djokovic, but even at this speed, you're going to have to look carefully. See if you can notice that slingshot effect as the racket flips out to the right just before accelerating up to the ball. And here is the second key position.
You'll notice that the complete high five movement has begun, and that will increase the acceleration massively in the moments before contact. But the key position I want to highlight is the tricep extension, what we call this movement, the triceps stretching up. That's crucial for efficient transfer of all the energy created so far into the arm and the racket, and ultimately into the ball to create massive power. And the final key moment is the position of the ball at contact. Have a look.
To demonstrate how far in front the ball is and Zeno's great forward momentum, just look at how far inside the court he ends up after the service action. Finishing so far inside the court is rare to see at pro level, but one player who did it just the same was the great Andy Roddick, famous for his massive serve.
Couple of other things worth mentioning about Zeno's serve. He uses a conservative grip, so his hand isn't quite as far round as the grip we showed you last week, but that helps him to minimize the spin on the ball along with a swing path that goes straight down the court. Spin slows the ball down, so by minimizing the spin, he maximizes the power on the ball. But in the next video, we'll look at topspin serves, and we'll see how Zeno adjusts those 2 elements in order to hit a great topspin serve. So lots to take in today, but let's wrap it up by bringing this all back to the 2 key concepts I'm using throughout this series: efficient swings and 1-2 rhythm. we've highlighted how to maximise efficiency during that crucial phase of racket acceleration in the serve. And as for 1-2 rhythm, part 1, smooth and deliberate, that's very clear to see on service motions. But why does part 2, the explosive and full of energy phase, begin at this point when we've highlighted that the really explosive part of that racket acceleration begins down here at the bottom of the racket drop? Well, the answer is simple. This racket drop is crucial in building momentum to set up that explosive phase of racket acceleration. Have a look at the clear 1-2 rhythm as we sign off with Zeno's big 112 serve, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next video.
It's the one.